Hi everybody, and welcome back to Wellington Academy El Kale. I'm Gemma Thornley, I'm the secondary principal, and I'm just here on day one, Wednesday, where we have 100% of our academy back in school. So as the secondary principal, obviously today I've been walking the corridors and seeing what's happening. So I thought that I would take you and show you what your students, our students are up to today. So we're just going to go on a little walk. So if you are a student at the academy, we've actually put dots, as you will be able to see here, onto the academy floor, and the students will walk one way around the secondary academy. They have to keep bright in all of the different areas of the academy. Mr. Morris is here in his office.
He's my very messy office.
He's busy sorting out timetables for our secondary students and making sure that everybody is following the right timetable and the right pathway for them. So as you will see as well, in the areas we have our sanitisation areas, and we regularly ask the students to use these. And I'm just going to walk quietly past some of these classrooms because there's lots of learning going on. This is a dramas class that they're currently doing.
So, where are you from? And be able to ask some questions and be able to maintain a conversation. So that's why we're doing it. Although it does.
So as you will see, all the students in the academy are actually sat socially distanced at tables. We're trying to keep them as active as possible, especially if they are in Key Stage 3. But there is so much active learning going on at the moment. So we've just finished break time. We have a lesson going on in here. So this is a science lesson. You'll be able to see the students through there. Lots of studious work going on. Let's have a little walk down here and see. You can hear some music drifting from somewhere. Let's see if I can find it. This sounds interesting. To GCSE history. This is Mrs. Murphy walking down the corridor. Lots of wonderful things going on. It's so lovely to have everybody back in the academy this morning. Lots of active learning, as I've already said, going on. Students are happy to be here. The staff are happy to be here. And I hope that just gives you a little bit of an insight into what is going on at the moment. Okay, I'm back in my office now, and because I have my door closed and I am on my own, I can remove my mask. We're getting very much used to wearing them around the place now. Obviously, it would be so lovely for the students to be able to see our faces and us to see their faces. But I think we all know how resilient our students are and actually how adaptable they've been. I wrote to parents at the beginning of this week just to say how proud we were of the students and their the way that they've adapted to the new norm. And we keep saying the new norm, and it really is. It is something that is unprecedented, something that we didn't see that we would ever have to deliver education in this way. We've learned a lot from the remote learning, and we're taking elements of that and we're putting that into the classroom. But again, something that we literally turned education on its head on March the 5th when we were told that we were off now on our early spring break, and then obviously we came back into school after that in a completely different way, and everything that I as a teacher and my colleagues had learned over the years, we had to change immediately, and that took some going. But here we are again now on September the 2nd, and we've had to change again. So we're now catering for students that are physically in class, but also students that have got the masks on their faces and they're having to interact with their peers in a different way to what they're used to doing. And then we've got students that have opted to remain on the remote learning at home. And how do we as teachers get that right? Finding that balance is really difficult, but something that we are determined that we are going to get right for you. And for everybody involved, the teachers, the students, the parents, we know that our young people deserve the very best education, which is the reason why you've sent them to Wellington Academy Al Khail. And we need to make sure that we find that balance and we get it right. So we know that there's teething problems today. We know that there may be sound quality problems with people that are at home. Our teachers are trying very hard to be in two places at once, which, as we know, is a very difficult feat to be able to get our heads around. But we will do it and we will get there. In the same way that we adapted and switched to remote learning all those months ago, we will find a way to make this work. We have the technology, we have the understanding, we can use all of that and we can plough it into the way that we're going to move forward in secondary with the remote learning offering, and obviously students being in class physically as well. So I am one proud principal today to have everybody back at Wellington Academy Al Khail. At the end of the day, everything that we do this week is about settling the students in. It's about making sure that they're happy and they're comfortable in their new surroundings, that they are as active as we can possibly make them, especially Key Stage 3 with their little bubbles. But also as well, we need to make sure that our standards don't slip. So, you know, coming back in after being at home for 6 months can be very daunting and very difficult, especially if you've been used to kind of being in your pajamas or your lounge wear or your active wear while you are doing your studies. Suddenly you're back in uniform and you have to know how to tie a tie again, and you've got to remember to make sure that, you know, you're well turned out and you're well groomed. And that again, it's all things like that we need to kind of work on again to make sure everybody is singing the same tune, shall we say. So this week it's about getting the students back in, making sure they understand where their classes are, their teachers are, getting them settled into classes and new subjects if they are new to the Key Stage 3 or if they are taking GCSEs or A-level or BTECs. And then next week we'll start to focus on the standards and making sure that our uniforms are as they should be, our hair is as it should be, and just putting those standards back up to what we would expect them to be across the academy. The remote learning offering, we are going to continue to revise and to look and see what we are actually offering is quality and, as I say, has that balance with the students that are in the classroom. Please bear with us on that, and please keep feeding back what you are thinking and what you are seeing, because this is very important, because we are not at home with you, so we can't actually see what the students are getting. We can only see it from this side, and as you will appreciate, we're seeing classroom and we're seeing what's going home, whereas you're only seeing what's happening from the home perspective. So if you are a remote learner parent, please just keep telling us what we need to do to improve it, and obviously we'd like to hear anything that is going particularly well as well, because one thing about this school is we actually like to share good practice amongst the staff. So if there's a member of staff that is doing something particularly well, we would love to hear about it. I think that's it from me. I've given you a short tour of the academy, and I've also spoken to you about the standards of remote learning, teaching and learning, and getting the students back in. Mr. Cooper and I are going to do some vlogs going forward this term, because we think that it would be quite interesting for people to see the day in the life of a principal and how that translates to you at home. So once again, welcome back to the new academic year, and I really, really look forward to working with you and your family this year. Have a great day.